Warning. Actonville TV disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host, authors, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any religious affiliation.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranam. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. You're currently streaming live with us in the Nature South on Actonville TV. This is the Journey Show, the show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera, Heeralal, and to join the conversation, please do interact with us in studio today, as you are most welcome to comment in the comment section, which you'll find at the bottom of your screen. If you wish to keep your views, comments, and beliefs anonymous, well, you're welcome to use our WhatsApp line, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. Now, as you know, this show is all about exploring Hinduism. It's all about spirituality, and it's all about our teachings in Hinduism. Now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. And if you are watching the show for the very first time and you enjoyed, please do share, and share. Alright guys, so as you know, in Hinduism, in everything that we do, we must stop, praise, and thank Lord Ganesha first before we do anything. Helping us do this evening, we have Darini, who's only 9 years old, guys, and she's helping us praise Lord Ganesha. Check this out. Jay Ganesh. What a beautiful way to deliver and open our show this evening with Darini, who's only 9 years old, and she's from Durban, from Stylers Music Academy, guys. I had to add that. Thank you so much, my darling Darini, for helping us out with our show this evening. For those of you that just joined us, I'd like to say a good evening to you guys. Ravi Naga Naidu coming in through YouTube with lots of love. Namaskaram, Kimster. Blessings to you and all the viewers. Thank you so much, Uncle Ravi, for joining the show. A very good evening to you. Namaskaram. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are currently looking at episode 118, and today's topic is about fasting. Now, before we get to it, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will educate you about this a little bit more.
See flooring differently. Innova Floor Santon. Contact us today.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sairam, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranammayappa. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, for those of you that just joined us, welcome to the show. Today's topic of discussion and education is about fasting. If you are searching for this episode a little bit later, just for your notes, this is episode 118, and we are discussing fasting. Yeah, let's discuss fasting. Okay, let's get into it, right? Now, yes, we all know this show is about Hinduism. All right, and we've got people in production interfering with me, but it's fine. You know, everybody's excited about this topic as we were discussing it earlier, and we're talking about fasting. And I think it's going to be interesting because fasting doesn't only happen in Hinduism; it happens in all religions, every single one. So I would like for you as a viewer, even if you're not Hindu and you're watching the show, share your beliefs, share the reason behind what you know about fasting. Okay, let's begin. So I decided to go with starting off with Hindu fasting. Let's talk about, since this is the journey and since this show is about exploring Hinduism, let's start off with Hindu Dharma, or you can call it Sanatan Dharma. All right, for those of you that do know what it is. Now, if you look at Hindu Dharma or Sanatan Dharma, it's nothing but a living and spiritual way of life. Okay, fasting is basically like a common practice to many faiths. Like, you know, you get the Sikhs, right? You also get Christianity, which I've told you we're going to discuss other religions as well. You also come across Islam as well as Judaism, but fasting is an integral aspect of Hindu Dharma. Now, individuals observe different kinds of fast based on age-old traditions or personal beliefs. Right? Now, the practice of fasting is as old as Sanatana Dharma. Okay? Now, if I do mispronounce any of the Indian or Hindi or Sanskrit or Tamil words, please do forgive me, as I am English speaking from South Africa. Alright, so let's get back to it. So the practice of fasting is as old as the Sanatana Dharma, which is the world's oldest living faith as we know it. Now, fasting means a willful detachment from eating for a particular period of time. Remember the word willful. You're doing it willingly. You're not forced to do it. So parents, when your kids don't want to fast, do not force them. Wait till they're ready. Anyways, as we continue, we're looking at the Hindu scriptures this evening, right? Now, the Hindu scriptures describe the rationale and the methods of fasting. And our Puranas and holy textbooks narrate innumerable stories and their positive spiritual benefits of observing fast. But as per such, science and medical science, fasting brings a whole lot of mental and physical benefits to a person. Now, as we talk about fasting, let's discuss why we actually fast. It's a good question. Why do you fast? Uncle Ravi, you are still there. Tell us, why do you fast? I know that with Hinduism it comes with deities and their time and certain sacrifice, but what is your personal reason for fasting? Drop us a message in the comment section. I'd love to hear from the public, right? So, me putting together a few things today. The question out there, I'm throwing it out there, guys. Why do Hindus fast? Okay, so according to the scriptures now, this is according to the scriptures, not my true belief, but my research. So according to the scriptures, fasting helps create a blissful bonding between individual spirit and the supreme spirit, the God, right? So the aim of observing fast is to purify the body and mind to acquire divine grace. Now, for the last thousands of years, most Hindus celebrate fasting. Now, to develop God awareness or to actually become closer to God, people believe if you fast and cleanse yourself, you can do this, you can attain this. To purify the mind and body is the reason why some people fast. Another reason is to celebrate rituals or religious festivals. To boost stamina and to nourish physical health for long life. Also, to train the mind and to strengthen the body to endure and to face difficulties and not to give up. Now, before we continue towards the religious and spiritual significance, I think we should jump all the way to Shashi Gossain, all the way in London, as she will help us to understand why Hindus fast.
Namaste, I'm Shashi Gossain. So why do Hindus fast? In Hinduism, fasting is not an obligation. It's actually a moral and spiritual act which aims to purify the body and mind. Fasting indicates the denial of physical needs for the sake of spiritual gains. In Sanskrit, fasting is called upvasa. Upva means near and vasa means stay. Upvasa means to stay near the Lord. According to scriptures, it helps us to tune in with the absolute and nourishes the harmonious relationship between the body and the soul. And this is thought to be absolutely imperative to have physical and spiritual demands met. So Hindus do believe it's not easy to pursue the path of spirituality in one's life with our busy lifestyles, and fasting is one way of getting our focus back to our self-awareness and self-discipline. Now, the self-discipline also trains our body and mind to endure the hardships and persevere under difficult conditions and not to give up. So there's a whole meaning behind fasting. It's not just, give up water or give up food or give up, whatever. It's actually meant to tune in your body with the absolute, your body with your soul, and all the surrounding ambience with all the humans and the animals and the nature around you. You become more aware because you are with yourself. You're not, rushing to the last goalpost. There are different kinds of fasting. Hindus fast on certain days of the month, for example, Purnima, which is a full moon, or Tuesday for Hanumanji, or indeed any other day for any special deity. And it's also very common to fast during festivals, for example, Navratri, Shivratri, Karva Chauth. In Navratri, in fact, they fast on 9 days. And and each fast has certain rules and what you can and cannot do. But on most of them, it's called falahar, which means you can eat fruit and drink water, but you're not allowed to have any rice or wheat or any substantial meals. So just fruit and water for the day. And this has been found to be not only cleanses the body, but it actually gets you so aware of yourself, and you feel grateful for everything that you get on a daily basis. The scriptures actually saw it from the point of view of Ayurveda. It's meant to cleanse the body, flush out with all the toxins, increase your metabolism, increase your immune system and digestive system. So there was a scientific reason even laid down about 5,000 years ago. And on top of it, you actually realize the pangs of hunger and how the less fortunate feel or sometimes in their daily lives, and does give you an empathy towards humankind and gives us opportunity to give food to the underprivileged. We actually donate food on that day. We donate blankets, or we donate clothes, anything that we can help the less fortunate than ourselves. So this is what fasting is. It started 5,000 years ago, according to the Hindu traditions, still being followed by the West in one way or the other. And no matter how people say, oh, we don't believe these Hindu scriptures and fast, but you find more and more of these concepts are being adopted by the West. So there must be some truth in it. Well, Hinduism is a fascinating religion, full of hope, philosophy, and the reasons behind our way of life and the way we should be treating ourselves, our people around us, the whole universe. And believe you me, if everybody followed these principles, the world would be such a better, peaceful place. Well, that's Shashi Gosai. Thank you.
Shashi Gosai, all the way in London, ladies and gentlemen. I love the way Shashi Gosai actually teaches. It's a skill, you know. I love it. Thank you so much, Auntie Shashi, as she educated you on why do Hindus fast. I gave you a bit of my, my education, but yeah, she did a better job, I believe. All right, we've got Ravi Nagan Naidu coming in through YouTube with lots of love, and he responds to the question I asked him. I asked him, how does he personally, feel? Oh, okay. Firstly, I asked, why do you fast? Yes, that's the question I asked you guys before we cut to Shashi Gosai. And then we got Ravi Naganaidu coming in through YouTube. Kimmy, I have a different opinion on fasting. To me, fasting is about self-discipline. Oh, yes, it is. You're 100% there. He also says body, mind, and soul, and fasting is voluntary. You're 100% correct there. That is true. That is why I tell parents, when your kids are young and they feel like they are suffering, they don't want to eat their veggies, or they don't want to abstain from anything, that is forcing somebody to do something. You can teach your child to do something. Don't force, Certain things you don't force. Anyways, as we continue to educate you guys about fasting, let's take a quick cut to Kiran and Nivi all the way in United States of America. As you know, as we educate you guys about fasting today, we will keep you well entertained and spiritually uplifted. Coming up next, Kiran and Nivi, as we told you before, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Enjoy.
ईश्वर सत्य है, सत्य है, शिव है, शिव है, सुंदर है, जागो उठ कर देखो, जीवन जो तू जागर है, सत्यं शिवं सुंदरम्, सत्यं शिवं सुंदरम्, सत्यं शिवं सुंदरम्, सुंदरम्, सत्यं शिवं सुंदरम्, सत्यं शिवं सुंदर, ईश्वर सत्य है, सुंदर, सत्य ही शिव है, सुंदर, शिव ही सुंदर है, सत्यं शिवं सुंदरम्, सत्यं शिवं सुंदरम्, एक सूर्य है, एक सूर्य है, एक शिवं सुन्दरं सत्यं शिवं सुन्दर ईश्वर सत्य है सत्य ही शिव है शिव ही सुंदर है सत्यं शिवं
Hare Hare Mahadev! What a beautiful delivery with Kiran and Nivi praising and worshipping Lord Shiva as it is a beautiful Monday evening. Well guys, stick around as we continue to educate you on the topic fasting, and when we come back we're going to talk about the religious and spiritual significance, and then I will continue to tell you about the scientific significance straight after this commercial break.
Are you looking for transport from Lenasia South to surrounding areas for work? Look no further, contact Jones 083 298 5054.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranam. Welcome back everybody. Alright, for those of you that just joined us, you are currently streaming live with us in Malaysia South on Actonville TV. This is the Journey Show, if you didn't know, and it's all about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera Heeralal, every single weekday from Monday through to Friday at 7 p.m. Well, that's if Malaysia South's load shedding schedule doesn't change. Alright, so let's continue to educate each other. Okay, as I want you to interact and educate me a little bit, as I'm not that old. I know you can see my grays, but I'm not that old. But alright, so let's continue the show as we're talking about fasting. Share your views and comments as well as beliefs, and don't forget the wisdom, because there's a lot of things that I would love to share with you guys, and I would love to hear from you. And just remember, as much as I'm educating you, I don't know everything, so you could possibly teach me something new on the show. Alright, so let's continue with fasting. As we said, we're talking about fasting. Let's look at first we're going to do the religious, like the spiritual significance, and I told you earlier we will move on to the scientific significance. Okay, so let's start with religious and spiritual significance, right guys? Alright, so fasting is an integral part of Hinduism, right? And Hindus believe that it is difficult to pursue the path of spirituality in one's daily life, as the Jivatama, meaning the individual soul, is attracted and attached to worldly desires. Now, therefore, they say a worshipper must practice or impose, how do I put this? Impose certain restraints on himself or herself to bring the unfocused mind under control. And fasting is one of such restraint. Now, it is a spiritual act with the aim to acquire divine grace. Also, it purifies the mind and prepares the body for austerities. Fasting is an act of sacrifice in which a devotee sacrifices food and hunger to God as a mark of faith and devotion. Now, it is also a penance for Hindus, right? As it provides an opportunity to escape from sins. We all sin, right? Now, according to the Mahabharata, the mighty warrior Bhishma advises Yudhishthira in section 103, if you want to check this out, there is no penance that is superior to the abstention from food. Do thou practice this vow, meaning of fasting, of every, or should I say, of very superior merit that is not known to all. Now, manuscripts and voluminous historical literature related to Hinduism describes fasting as a form of tapasya, as it helps us to control our senses, and sense control is very essential in becoming God conscious. Now, if our senses are out of control, then the fluctuating mind won't be able to develop Sattva Guna, meaning one-pointed focused mind, which is required for steady spiritual progress. Now, according to the Srimad Bhagavatam, who hears this Bhagavatam on the, it's called the Ekadasi or the Dvasdasi. It's called the Ekadasi Day, and it's assured of long life, and one who recites it with careful attention while fasting purifies all sinful actions. Now, citizens fasting for just one day in a month can save a country tons of food, which is helpful for the needy people to alleviate their distress. Quite interesting. Interact with us in studio today as we are, Actionable TV and myself, Kimera Heeralal, is educating you on fasting. Now, I just finished off the religious and the spiritual significance of fasting. Let's move on to the scientific significance, which is quite important to know. Now, everybody knows it as the Ayurveda, the ancient Indian medical system. It explains the accumulation of toxic materials in the digestive system and is the main cause of developing many diseases in our body. Now, by fasting, the digestive organs get rest and our body cleans and corrects the ongoing process on its own. Now, a complete fast for a day is extremely good, especially for your health. Now, according to the medical research, intermittent fasting is good for people with type 2 diabetes, as it increases the body's sensitivity to insulin and improves the metabolic rate by absorbing an adequate amount of blood sugar. Now, according to the World Health Organization, there are reports, heart diseases are the leading cause of death around the world, no doubt about it. Now, naturopathy, another oldest treatment system, explains incorporating fasting into one's routine life is highly effective to reduce the risk of heart ailments. Fasting increases anti-aging processes in the body and extends longevity. Several studies have found promising results that fasting can increase levels of human growth and as well as human growth hormone, meaning HGH, metabolism, weight loss, and muscle strength, which are vital for long life. Now, fasting is extremely beneficial for cancer patients as it controls and eliminates cancer cells in the body. Very important to remember. Fasting brings good benefits to the human body. Japanese scientist Dr. Yoshinori Shiosumi's Nobel Prize winning work on autophagy explains that he explains that fasting can eat damaged dead cells and also keep the body in good condition. Now, autophagy is a crucial process, that requires 12 to 36 hours of complete fasting. Now, when the body is in fast mode, cells break down and old junky proteins and reuse them for energy. This condition allows for autophagy. Healthier cells of our body eat out unnecessary or dysfunctional components in order to regenerate newer cells. This magical process helps to prevent or cure cancer, chronic disorders, and infectious diseases. Excuse me. The actual meaning of autophagy is self-devouring, because auto means self, and phagi means eat. Quite interesting information as we're talking about fasting. Remember, this is the scientific side of it. Hope you guys are listening and taking notes. Now, there are different types of fasting. I know you want to know about this, but before we continue with that, let's take take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the types of fasting as we're still discussing Hinduism after this.
See flooring differently. Innova Floor Santon. Contact us today.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranam Ayyappa. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, so we were discussing fasting. We were talking about the scientific part of fasting, not just culture, not just religion, not just Hinduism. We decided to go into depth and talk about scientific parts of why fasting is important. And I did share that with you guys. I would like for you to interact with us in studio today as we are discussing fasting. And I decided to move on to types of fasting. Alright, so let's look at Hindus all over the world. Okay, let's go to the research I've done. And then you as South African or Canadian or wherever you might be watching the show from, share with me your views and beliefs and if it's still the same as India's. It'd be nice to know. Okay, so you get different types of fasting now, guys. Now, Hindus all over India actually observe fast on certain days of the month, such as Purnima, meaning full moon, and Ekadasi, the 11th day of the lunar cycle. And also during some festivals like Navaratri, Ganesha Chaturthi, Janmashtami, Shivratri, Karwa Chauth, and some people go for intermittent fasting. By skipping a meal during the day or night times as per, well, the tradition, right? So another common kind of fasting known as falaha, which means to eat fruits during the daytime before sunset and skipping the night meal. Quite tough, I know. But according to Vedic tradition and personal beliefs, some devotees celebrate waterless fasting for a few days in a year, like the Nirjala Ekadasi and the Mahashivratri. There are quite a few more, but we'll discuss that on another day. Now, let's look at what Ravi Nagar Naidu continued to say. He spoke about discipline, self-discipline. Okay. Now, according to different spiritual books, spiritual upliftments, let's look at fasting. Now, is fasting good for the upliftment of spiritual, mental, and physical, not forgetting emotional strength? Since Vedic times, Hindus are observing fast as per their faith and tradition, as well as for their spiritual growth. Now, according to different spiritual doctrines and scientific research, fasting is not only a part of worship, but also a great instrument for self-discipline and healthy life. Now, if you look at Srimad Bhagavatam, it explains, if you look at the verse 7.12.23, right? It explains that because of disease and old age, one is unable to perform his prescribed duties for advancement in spiritual consciousness or study of the Vedas. He should practice fasting, not taking any food, right? Though fasting drives many benefits to a person, prolonged fasting is not a recommended practice for the households who have a number of other duties to perform in their day-to-day life. So, if you want to fast, you may have to undertake or understand that your body's tolerance capacity or make such decisions after actually consulting a physician. Remember, if you're already in a health situation, you've already been cut off your spiritual path in certain ways. So consider talking to a physician who actually understands traditions and Hinduism and Buddhism and Jainism and Christianity and they will advise you how to actually go about completing these tasks. Coming up next, as I keep you well entertained on the show, here is a Deshan Styler Knight, who is all the way from Durban, performing for you Dina Karana Karane Nadaraja.
நின்னருள் புகழ்த பணியும் என்னையும் இறங்கி அருளும் நீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே. தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே. நின்னருள் புகழ்த பணியும் என்னையும் இறங்கி அருளும் நின்னருள் புகழ்த பணியும் என்னையும் இறங்கி அருளும் மௌன குருவே அரணே இணையாண்டே நீலகண்டனே மௌன குருவே அரணே இணையாண்டே நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே. మీనలోచనీ మనాలా మీనలోచనీ మనాలా తాండవవాడం సభావలే మీనలోచనీ మనాలా తాండవవాడం సభావలే ஞானிகள் மனம் விரும்பும் நீலகண்டனே ஞானிகள் மனம் விரும்பும் நீலகண்டனே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே அரணே இணையாண்ட நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே. ஆதி அந்தமில்லாஹரனே அன்பருளம் வாழும் பரனே ஆதி அந்தமில்லாஹரனே அன்பருளம் வாழும் பரனே பாடி மதிவேணியனே பரமேஷா நீலகண்டனே பாதி மதிவேணியனே பரமேஷா நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே 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 நீலகண்டனே.
Hare Hare Mahadev. A beautiful delivery of Dina Karuna Garane Nagaraja by Adeshan Style and Naidu all the way in Durban. Thank you so much for that beautiful song. I love listening to you. You're amazing. Alright guys, as we continue to educate you on fasting, as I have completed my teachings, but there's a lot of, well, let's just say your beliefs, your wisdom, and also remember, some people are sharing their opinions. I won't say they are facts on the show, and some people wish to keep themselves anonymous, but this person is Natasha from Pietermaritzburg sharing their wisdom with us on fasting. But we will continue with that when we come back straight after this commercial break. Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sairam, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranamayappa. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, so today's episode is all about fasting. For those of you that just joined us, you're already late as we started I think around 6 minutes past 7 to be exact. But you can scroll on the live bar on YouTube and start the show from the very beginning, or you can just click on this link a little bit later and watch the entire show. Alright, so we were talking about fasting, right? And we had Shashi Gosai, who actually educated us about why Hindus actually fast. I went through a really long process, which I decided to discuss the religious side of why you fast, the spiritual side of why you fast, as well as the scientific side of why you fast. I think this was actually a very brilliant and educational show that will help you in the long run. Alright, so we've got Natasha from Pietermaritzburg sending us a bit of an email, a nice one actually. She says that fasting is the abstention from eating and sometimes drinking. She also continues to share with us that from a purely physiological context, fasting may refer to the metabolic status of a person who has not eaten overnight, like breakfast. She also continues to say, she says, or to the metabolic state achieved after complete digestion and absorption of a meal. Metabolic changes in a fasting state being after absorption of a meal, typically 3 to 5 hours after eating. So she also continues to help us that there's a diagnostic fast that refers to a prolonged fast from 1 to 100 hours, depending on your age. She also says it's conducted under observation to facilitate the investigation of a health complication, usually hypoglycemia. I'm sure everybody knows this one, right? Now, many people may also fast as a part of medical procedure or a checkup, such as proceeding in a colonoscopy or surgery, or before certain medical tests. Like I know when my mom was ill in hospital, they would stop her before she goes into theater. I'm sure every single one of you that has been into theater were like, why can't I eat? There's a certain reason that they need you to be empty, or they need the body to be cleansed before they can even touch you. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits and there's a lot of reasons behind fasting, aside from religion and spirituality and the science behind it for your health, mental and physical. All right. So thank you so much for your help, Natasha, as you're educating us on the show as well. Okay, another message coming through from Natasha, as she says, let's talk about the health effects. So she shared with us, fasting may have different results on your health in different circumstances. She also helps us out by saying to understand whether loss of appetite, meaning anorexia, during illness is protective or detrimental. Researchers in the laboratory of Russian Mischief and Yale School of Medicine gave carbohydrate to mice with bacterial or viral illnesses, also or deprived them of carbohydrate. They found that carbohydrate was detrimental to bacteria with viral sepsis or influenza. Nutritional supplementation with carbohydrates was beneficial, decreasing mortality, which everybody but whereas denying glucose to the mice or blocking its metabolism with lethal, the researchers put forth that their hypothesis to explain the findings and called for more research to humans to determine whether our bodies react similarly. Is bacterial or viral. Quite cool. So she says that alternate day fasting, alternating between a 24-hour fast day when the person eats less than 25% of usual energy needs, followed by a 24-hour non-fasting feast day period, has been shown to improve your cardiovascular and metabolic biomarkers, similarly to a calorie restriction diet in people who are overweight, obese, or have metabolic syndrome. Thank you so much, Natasha, all the way in PMB. My homegirl is also born there. So, guys, this helps your heart. Fasting helps your health completely. Even if you don't have much faith, it helps your body. It helps your health. And you know what? No matter how much money you have in the world, no matter how high your status bar may be in your career, health cannot be bought. You have to just look after yourself. Fast. If it's not for religious purposes, then good for your body, your health, and for the longevity of your life. Alright, as we're coming towards the end of the show, remember we must educate you from the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural. Today's lesson, we're sitting at number 38.
Today's lesson from the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural is number 38. Cultivate compassion.
As this weekend is Kartigai Deepam, and let's take a look at what the Meenakshi Sundareswara Koval Temple in the latest south.
The Meenakshi Sundareshwar Kovil invites you and your family to journey with us towards a blessed Kartigai Deepam. 26th November, 9 a.m. For more information, please contact Sharman or Dr. B. Maestri.
Alright, as I've just been informed by my production team that the time of the Kartigai temple has been changed from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Please do make a note of that, just in case you might end up going there and the gates are locked and you're like, what? Where's the prayer? Where's everybody? Alright, if all of those who are looking for a guru to perform the following services, please do contact Guru Indresan if you need these services. Alright, Guru Indresan, you need to perform the following. The Jandagam, known as the astrological reading, the Panjagam. He also can help you with your Navagraha Shanti, your house prayers, your business prayers, your car prayers, your temple and hall weddings, your ceremonies like your 16 days and your 1 year, your Janda prayer, your auspicious Hawans, as well as your Kumbha Abhishekams. Please contact Guru Indresan on 081 325 0115. I'll give you the number again. It's 081 325 0115. Now, for those of you who are looking for a guru to perform these following services that you might need, please do contact Guru Prega for the following. He can help you out with your astrological readings, your spiritual cleansing, your cleansing prayers, your house prayers, your business prayers, your car prayers, your temple and hall weddings, your funerals as well, such as your ceremonies as well, with your 16 days and your 1 year. Not forgetting your auspicious hours. He can also help you out with your trance, your Kali prayers, your porridge prayers, your midnight prayers, your Murugan prayers, etc. Let's just say from what I've experienced by meeting Guru Prega, he can help you with every single prayer there is out there. Alright guys, well that's all the time we have for the Guru this evening. For those of you who do want to join me, you reside in the south of Johannesburg, remember this is an educational platform as well as a non-profit company. So remember, we're all doing this production and this work from our hearts. If you want to join the team, drop us a message in our comment section and let us know if you want to be a presenter, if you want to be in lighting or production. It doesn't matter. If you just want to groom your career and grow, why not? Drop us a message. Alright, well, that's all the time we have for today on Fasting episode 118. Please join us again tomorrow at 7 p.m. as that will be episode 119, guys. And thank you all, Ravi Nagar Naidu as well as Natasha from Pietermaritzburg. A very big thank you to Shashi Gasain, who helps us out quite often from London with all our different topics. A very big shout out to both Dr. Maestries, Dr. PK Maestri as well as Dr. B Maestri as they are traveling to India. Hope you guys have a safe trip and journey as they are the heads of the Meenakshi Sundareswara Koval Temple in Lenasia South. And also a very special thanks to Andy Poonen, who's behind the camera and helps me out with the show every single day. He is responsible for all the pretty things that you see on your screen. Alright guys, let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same place, 7 p.m. every single weekday, Monday through to Friday, right here on Actonville TV. From myself, Kimera, Heeralal, Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranam Mayappa. Good night everyone.